Give me the moonlight, give me the girl, and leave the rest to me.
Hello everyone, welcome to MotorHome Beat Beat. My name is Alan, and today I've come to see the nicest man in show business, without doubt. And it's Franky Vaughan. And this is his final resting place. It's the Bushy Old Cemetery. I'm going to show you now. This guy was the absolute nicest man you could ever meet, and I'll explain why. And we go find his final resting place and grave. Follow me. I was watching a documentary about Franky Vaughan, and I can honestly say, without a word of a lie, that when I'd finished watching that programme, it was 1.5 hours, I was completely, well, I got a bit emotional, and it made me feel good to be a human being, because this chap, he typified everything that was good in a human being, and I didn't realise that about him. I just didn't. Anyway, I'm going to go into the story. I'm going to tell you about his life briefly. I'm at this very big Jewish cemetery. Sun's come out, so at least I'm feeling happier about that. It's been raining. Let's go. It all started when he was singing as an amateur in Malta, and he wasn't going to be a performer, but he got on stage and he suddenly found that he liked it, and people liked him. He was a very handsome man, a crooner. So it was, in a way, it was a bit like Elvis Presley, because he had the looks, the straight back, the stature, and the appeal. The women loved him. But the thing about Franky was that he exuded all his sexuality, and the women screamed. When he kicked his leg, he used to kick his leg. But he was a safe man. He never strayed from his wife, Stella. She was always with him. Oh, look how big it is. Oh, God. I know the number. Look at the size of that. He was a very stylish man, but that was partly due to him meeting a lady called Hetty King, and she used to dress up in a top hat and suit, and she was really what he became. She said to him, if you want to be a star, act like a star and dress like a star. So he actually went to a funeral director's, and he got the top hat, the suit with the tails on the back, the white tie, the walking stick with the gold top, and suddenly that became his image. And that's what you always think of when you think of Franky Vaughan. On stage, he completely owned the stage. The women screamed, like I say, if he kicked his leg, but the thing was that the men felt safe, because people knew that Franky Vaughan never ever strayed from his wife. It was all in the act, none of it in real life. He was a real family man. He loved his children, he loved his wife, and he did some wonderful things in his life. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories in a minute. I don't want to admit it, but I almost came to a tear when I heard the story. That's true, 100% true. The one song that everybody thinks of when they think of Franky Vaughan is Give Me the Moonlight. He used to do the song. I'm not going to sing because people will be switching off from my channel, but give me the moonlight, give me the girl, and leave the rest to me. That was the one, He found the song Give Me the Moonlight because he was in a music shop and he found some sheet music, and it was Give Me the Moonlight, Give Me the Boy, and he thought, that's silly. So he changed it to Give Me the Moonlight, Give Me the Girl. Wham! He's off. Got his song for life. And every single movement in that act, from the flick of his waist, from his leg kick, to his eyes, to the tone of his voice, exuded all his sexuality. And the women used to scream when he kicked his leg. His humanitarian skills were fantastic. He was a big friend with Jimmy Tarbuck. He used to call Jimmy Tarbuck Sweet Lips. Not for the reason you might think, it's because Jimmy used to swear, so it was a bit of a joke, Sweet Lips. He had a sense of humour, he giggled a lot on stage. He was just a class act, really. He had lots of hits, A Tower of Strength, Hello Dolly, all that sort of thing. In fact, with Hello Dolly, he used to do the straw hat routine, But I would like to have seen him. I never did. I really, to be honest, until I was doing this research today, didn't know that much about him. But it touched my heart, it really did, that's the truth. Right, it's somewhere in the middle. Look how big this place is. Enormous, isn't it? This is just one section, by the way. So yeah, I'm looking for GZ. So I've been told to go down the middle and look for GZ, and then I'll find him. So keep your eyes open. If you see him, give me a shout. GZ. It became so popular in England that America called for him, and he went over to do Let's Make Love, a film with Marilyn Monroe. And when he got there, don't forget, he's a terrifically handsome guy. She took a shine to him. And the funny bit was, he always had Stella, his wife, with him. Never left her anywhere. And Marilyn made a beeline for him, basically. And he said in this programme, he actually panicked. And he said to his wife, she's after me. And one day, he was so sort of trying to avoid her. He rang his wife up and said, get down here quick, I need help. You know, and she kind of backed off then, realising he wasn't up for grabs. But that was his appeal. He was very attractive guy. You know, I can see why the women were screaming. I really can. The charm as well that came from the guy. So after that with Marilyn, what happened, he found that the Hollywood scene was based on a lot of infidelity. They had parties, and he noticed that his wife and himself were kind of split up in these parties, and they were trying to get his wife surrounded by men and him surrounded by women. And he said himself, I felt a bit jealous, but there was no reason, you know, she wasn't going to stray. But one night, especially after the Marilyn affair, he said to his wife, look, this is not our scene, is it? Let's go home. And they did. I mean, he lost a big contract there, he lost a lot of work in America, could have been extremely big money, but he decided that his family life and his wife were more important. And you've got to admire him for that, have you not? You really have. When he was a young man in his teens, he said he could have gone down the wrong path. And he was in Liverpool, that's where he was born. And the boys club saved him because they gave him, you know, things to do and occupied him. And for the rest of his life, he backed the boys club and various other charities, and he gave money to them. One day he was watching the news and he saw this report that in Glasgow there was 4 rival gangs, or 5 it could have been, but there were 4 definite. And they were stabbing everybody, they were stabbing each other, they were running amok through the city, and it was a real bad time. But do you know what the guy did? He went to Glasgow and he got the gangs to come to a hall. 3 of the leaders were there, the 4th one was in prison, and he got them in this hall and he spoke to them. There's a plane going over. How did he know I was doing a film? They always fly over when I'm doing the film, look, can you see? He's laughing at me. Nice little plane actually, isn't it? Yeah. And he got to this hall, and all these young men came round in 16 to 20 sort of thing, and he just spoke to them and he won them over. And he said, look, we're going to choose a day and we're going to make the police make sure that they don't arrest anybody, and you can all come in, throw away your weapons. Another one going over. Throw away your weapons. Gonna have to wait out. Bye. Don't come back. And he said, look, throw away your weapons into dustbins, and I will promise to get a hall built for you, you know, so you can do recreational things, and it'll keep you in the straight and narrow, and it'll stop all this terrible stabbing, wounding and killing. And he won them over. He went to the prison and met the 4th leader. So all those young men did as he told. The police couldn't get him to do it, but he did, Frankie did. And you can see him outside talking to the big crowd of young men. And they all came up and threw the knives and whatever horrible things they had that they'd been attacking each other with into a bin. And he basically transformed all these young men's lives. When I watched that, honestly, it touched my heart. It really did. What a guy he was. He was a really good man, you know. What a lucky man as well, to have a family like that and to be that kind of a man himself. Wonderful. He became king of the water rats twice, and yeah, you know, what a wonderful career he has. Now, we've got to find a centre. I think I've gone slightly wrong here, but maybe I should find this before I film. What do you think? You know, if I can't find it, I'll cut the camera off and find it, but I hope not. I'm looking for GZ. Franky Vaughan, CBEDL, born Franky Vaughan Abelson, was an English singer and actor who recorded more than 80 easy listening and traditional pop singles in his lifetime. He was known as Mr. Moonlight after his signature song, Give Me the Moonlight, Give Me the Girl. Two of Vaughan's singles topped the UK singles chart, The Garden of Eden 1957 and Tower of Strength 1961. He starred in several films, including a role opposite Marilyn Monroe in Let's Make Love 1960. Vaughan was born Franky Vaughan Abelson on Devon Street in Islington district of Liverpool on the 3rd of February 1928, one of 4 children of Isaac and Leah Abelson. He came from a family of Russian Jewish descent and derived his stage surname from his grandmother. As he was the first-born grandson, she called him Frankie, my number one grandson, and the Russian accent made one sound like Vaughan. In his early life he was a member of the Lancaster Lads Club, a member of a group of National Association of Boys Clubs. Having started out at the club intending to become a boxer, he was a major contributor to them during his career, dedicating his monetary compensation from one song each year to them. He was an evacuee during the Second World War. He attended the Lancaster College of Art on a scholarship and was a vocalist in their dance band. After a stint in the Royal Academy Medical Corps, where he spent most of his time boxing, he returned to art school, this time at the Leeds College of Art. An early appearance in the Leeds Students' Rag Review, It's Ragtime, which opened on the 20th of June 1949 at the Empire Theatre in Leeds, when he was described as the show's main vocalist. He still was known as Franky Abelson at that time. When he won second prize in a design contest, he left for London, where he won second prize on the radio talent show. He auditioned for the agent Billy Marsh, who quickly booked him for a week at the Kensington Empire in May 1950 with Jimmy Wheeler. Debut went well, with the press commenting, stating Franky Vaughan gave a promising performance when singing some new and old songs in a crooner style. He received a warm reception. This led to further bookings on the variety circus, and he appeared with the veteran male impersonator Hetty King on several occasions. Her guidance helped him through Vaughan's style for the rest of his career. He became known as a fancy dresser, wearing a top hat, bow tie, tails and a cane. Vaughan died from heart failure at his home in Wycombe, aged 71. His wife Stella donated archive material, including scores and sheet music he had collected through his career, to the Liverpool John Moores University in 2000. And he was the best person with the fans. He said, these people are not fans, they are my friends. And whenever he did a concert, it could be absolutely hours signing photographs, having photographs taken. He never turned anyone down, his wife said. Stella said not a single person was ever turned down. He said, without these people, we wouldn't have anything, you know. And that was his philosophy. He believed that, not like a lot of people in show business, take. He believed in taking, yeah, but giving back. And that's what he always did. Yeah. He was a fit man, but what caused his unfortunate death too early was one day he got a pain in his back, and it turned out to be a back aneurysm. And they took him into the hospital and operated. Quite a big operation. It took him a lot of months to get over it. And he thought, yeah, okay, back to work full time. But then he got a stomach aneurysm, and it happened again. Back in for the big operation. And after that second operation in hospital, he got MRSA, and that's what really, unfortunately, finished him off. He became quite poorly, and that was it. Unfortunately, he died. He won the BAFTA in 1998. Okay, now we've got to G and GZ, yeah, here we are. So it's one little square, well, not so little, but it said 8 rows back, so with a little bit of a look, and I'm looking for like a brown Well, 2 brown headstones because his wife is buried next to him, Stella. I got to know her in the programme. It's always seems a little bit sad when you get to know these people and then you come here, you've just watched a documentary about them and read things about them, and suddenly you're going to the grave, you know. But that's what we're about. We're here to celebrate the life of the chap, aren't we? And his wife. And I've seen it. I can see them because they're together. That's fantastic. The brown headstones. Yep. Here we are. Well done. They give me good directions. They really did. Hello, Frankie. Hello, Stella. It's a little bit muddy. There we've got Frankie Vaughan and his wife. Okay, let's start off with Frankie. No, let's start off with his wife. Let's show some respect. Stella, let me get in a bit closer. Stella Vaughan, 30th of the 10th, 1929 to the 3rd of the 6th, 2022. Not that long, is it? Starlight memories of a romantic partnership. Her love lives on through her children and family. Forever missed, she did it all. Stella, great. We will always miss our darling grandma, Natalie, Lily, Jamie and Annabelle. And here he is, the chap himself. What a performer you were, Frankie. What a nice man as well. Franky Vaughan, CBE, DL. 3rd of the 2nd, 1928 to the 17th of the 9th, 1999. Lovingly remembered by his wife Stella. Children David, Susan and Andrew. Grandchildren, sisters, family and friends. Oh, Mr. Moonlight, he enriched our lives. That's lovely. We will always miss our darling grandpa, Natalie, Lily, Jamie and Annabelle. Oh, I don't want to get mud on this thing. Oh, Frankie Vaughan, you were the nicest man that I've ever come across. A fantastic entertainer and wonderful with the boys club. And your wife was lovely. Thank you, Stella. It was a privilege to watch you on the documentary. These are the 2 pebbles that I picked up. One for Frankie and one for his wife, Stella. There we go. There we go. Frankie Vaughan and Stella Vaughan. Thank you both, Stella and Frankie. Bye-bye. Well, that when I was doing the research, as I said, there's a great documentary if you want to watch it on YouTube about his life. That's the one I watched, plus all the other things I watched and read, but it's 1.5 hours long and it's an inspirational film. What are you know, it made me good to feel human after watching that, because sometimes their lives are in turmoil, or they've committed suicide, or, you know, they've had problems. But he was an inspirational man because he had a good life, he loved everybody, including his fans, and I don't think he could have done anything better. And he was so nice as a person, it made you feel good to be human. A lesson to us all there, isn't there? So on that lovely note, I'm going to say don't forget to subscribe, ding the bell so you don't miss any future films. There's plenty coming up and they're free. And a thumbs up and a comment will be fantastic. I love to see you all on the channel. And I really enjoyed doing this one today. It wasn't a sad one, apart from the fact, of course, of him dying a little bit earlier than he should, but that is sad. But thank you all. See you again soon. Bye bye from me, Alan. Bye.